Okay, you guys, I have a special one today. Today is a special one. It's not like my usual videos that I do. I mean, it kind of is, but it's kind of not because it's going into a genre or I guess a topic that's kind of offhand. Um you if you know me well, then you probably know that um I was back in my younger years, I was very big into the whole manga anime scene, okay? When I was younger, back in the early 2000s, I was I loved to watch Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, Toonami, loved it. Always up late watching those late night anime shows. So I was big in the anime scene. I think I've watched as much anime as you can in a lifetime, and I know a lot about it. So, um, I wanted to bring a little something to the attention of some of you who might be avid watchers of certain genres of animes, and but I do want to give a little disclaimer. Okay, this is going to be in reference to a very popular anime that I actually tried to get into a couple times, and I always wonder why I couldn't. But I'm going to give you some information about that as well. The anime is called My Hero Academia. I'm also going to make reference to the anime Boruto and also Yashahime in here. So if there are any people that watch those animes particularly and you do not want uh, to hear any negative feedback on them, excuse me, or you have never watched it before, but you were thinking about it, or you watch it and you don't want to be influenced either way on the subject, then I advise you to stop watching this video immediately. Just turn it off and go somewhere else because this is not for you. Proceed with caution and at your own discretion, and you have been warned. Okay, that's all. Let's proceed. Okay, so for My Hero Academia, I just want to say I tried to get into this, and then recently I tried again. I was going through stressful times. So I was just trying to de-stress and watch something and, relax just a little bit. So I tried to get into it again and I watched it. And I was like, I was watching the first season and it was going pretty good. I was like, oh, this ain't bad. I wonder why I stopped watching it. And then it started to get into the second season, third and fourth. And then once I hit the sixth, that's when, no, not the sixth. And once I hit either the fourth, the third, or the fourth, that's when it really hit home because it was starting to hit home in the second season, and then it really hit home in the around the third or fourth, and I'll tell you why. Okay, now I want to harken back on to Boruto and Yashahime for this because I tried to get into them as well. Like I was a big Naruto fan back in the day, big Naruto fan, big Inuyasha fan. Inuyasha was actually the first anime that I ever watched. The seasons, anime show episodes and all that. The first show I got into because the first actual anime I actually watched was from Hayao Miyazaki, like The Spirited Away. Um, what is it called? Something Hime, Mononoke Hime, Princess Mononoke, and a lot of his other movies that were really good. Um, I think I could probably still watch them to this day, but in any case, let's get back to the subject. So I was watching those. I was big into Inuyasha, loved it, even though I can now see that there was definitely a very kind of abusive relationship verbally between the two main characters, Inuyasha and Kagome. Like, yeah, they had some issues. But I mean, and he had some anger issues. Yeah, I'll admit it. And I'm not even gonna harken back. Why do I use that expression? I'm not even going to go into the whole thing with Ren and Shishomaru. I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole nother thing. Might do a whole nother video about the wrongness that's up in there. But let me stay on subject. So yeah, Loved that. I loved Naruto. You know, it had a couple different seasons. It was paced very nicely. They came back with Naruto Shippuden and the whole movies and all that. You know, great. I don't really have too many negative things to say, but they had a lot of fillers, and I think a lot of fans got a bit annoyed with that. But they brought it home at the end. I think it was pretty dang good. You know. Um, so I tried to get into My Hero Academia, and so the first initial thing that kind of made me think, like, because if you've been watching my videos, you're like, oh, I write a lot about, not write a lot about, but talk a lot about politics and everything that's going on in the world right now, especially since it's 2020. But it really made me stop and look when I saw this episode, because it kind of threw me for a loop, and I'm watching it, and it's the scene on episode, and I looked it up because somebody had a clip of it on YouTube, and I was trying to figure out which episode it was from. So somebody down at the very end of the comments was like, which episode is from? I'm like, yeah, which episode? So somebody said season 2, episode 24. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what they said. So it's the part in season 2, whatever episode that was, I just said that the glasses boy with the with those stained guns for legs. Like, something happened to his brother. Like, he got messed up real bad, got put in the hospital, and everybody was losing their minds. He went to go see him in the hospital. And y'all might not think much of this, and it may not seem that big of a deal, but at the time I kind of like, wait a minute, hold up, what just happened? So he went to go see his brother in the hospital, right? So as he's going, his mother is like catching him at the door, and he's asking her what's wrong, and he's rushing in to see his brother, make sure he's okay. And she says, and I quote, because I'm looking at the YouTube video now, she says, I'm gonna kind of mute it so I can look over it. She's like, Tanya, keep your voice down and put a mask on. And I was thinking, that's kind of strange. I mean, if I think back to the times when I go to the hospital back in the day, like, before 2020, it's like, I don't remember us having to put on masks, even if we would go see somebody in the actual hospital room. Like, I don't remember that at all. Like back in the day before 9/11, people could just eat whatever they want on a plane. You go through, you don't have none of the beeping things, those metal things, go through, check to see if you got anything on you. But I was thinking about it. And then I was thinking, oh, it's probably nothing big, Well, everybody has to put on masks to go in the hospital during these days and times because of everything, since 2020. But then I went and I was like, well, when did episode 24 season 2 come out? And I'm looking, and it says it came out in 2017. Like, it aired, and I'm looking at Wikipedia because I'm looking at two different sites. Wikipedia says that season 2, episode 24, Fight on Lida, came out June 10th, 2017. Um, well, June 10th, 2017, I think aired October 27th, 2018 was the original date that it aired. And this is on Wikipedia, so if Wikipedia's wrong, then oh well, it's wrong. But that's when it says it came out. In any case, both of those dates predate 2020 by at least a good couple of months before everybody was aware of everything and you wear a mask now 24/7. So in any case, it still stands that came out before that time period. So what was going on right there? Another thing that I kind of was looking into and was like, wait a minute, hold up, was the fact that um there's a character in there that's, how the bad guys, they had this League of Legends by this bad guy whose name is Tomura, and one of their the guys, the people, they actually died because they got messed up by Overhaul. That's the main reason why I tried to get back into this. Because overall, I was like, oh, he looked cool. Let me get back into this to see what's about him. But in any case, he came into their clique and he disintegrated like the one guy. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, it's not a guy. It's a girl. They're calling her Big Sis Magne. So that's another thing. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. And Big Sis Magne got a friend that looked like a straight up man with two pigtails sticking up in a dress. And I don't know, they don't go too far into that, but they basically call this straight up man that's wearing man clothes a woman the whole exact time. And that's the main thing that got me to just stop and say, okay, I'm just done with this whole thing. Because they went to see Overhaul, right? And it was that girl who she could basically turn into people. She's like the mystique of My Hero Academia, the League of Villains. So she went to see him, and then that guy who's crazy, he got a million things going on his brain. He say two different things, and he put on the mask, and he's like, I need my mask. Him and her, they went to see Overhaul. Okay, so they went to see him, and then Overhaul was sitting there talking about, oh yeah, I killed y'all one dude called Magne, and they was like, no, it's her, it's Big Sis. I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like some straight up crazy woke stuff. They trying to correct him with her pronouns, and I'm like, oh no, they done made this whole thing woke, and it just got really bad from then on out. So I was just like, you know what, that's it. And that was the thing that pretty much the reason why I couldn't watch Boruto and Yashahime, and I didn't know why. There's this feeling of just watching it and being bored out of my mind. Like, when is it going to get to the part where stuff starts to happen? And a lot of people were saying the same thing. Like, I'll be on Crunchyroll, like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, why does it seem so boring? Why does it just seem like a whole anime full of fillers? Both of them, Boruto and Yashahime. No offense to the fans that love it, but at the same time, I was trying to really figure out what was so boring about it. So I finally figured it out. It got woke. Like Boruto, I remember somebody talking about how Choji's daughter was like dark skinned because he married that one dark skinned lady, I guess from the fire region or sand region, wherever Gara come from. And like his daughter. So somebody was like, yeah, we got Choji's daughter. It's like black. We've got black representation. I'm like, what? And now it's clicking. Diversity higher. They're getting them all diversity-fied. And then Yasha Hime, they got all girls. And Yasha and Kagome had a daughter, and she's not even the main character. And the main character is like Ren had twins with freaking Shishomaru. As I said, don't let me get into that. And the two, like, they got one girl that straight up looked like she's dressed in uh Raruni Shojin show. That's not Raruni. Whatever that guy's name is. I'll put the clip, but I should know the Kenshin guy. I'm sorry, I'm massacring the name. But anyway, she's in full samurai attire. And the other girl, she's dressed in like a pantsuit. It's like they're looking for stones. Like, what the heck? They're just going around in circles looking for stones. And it's just like the same thing happening over and over. It's nothing new brought to the table. All women. The only men is, I think, Sango and Moroku had a son, and he's getting trained or something by Koga, and he's like the only boy, and you hardly ever see him. It's run by three women. Feminism just bleeding through the whole thing. And I'm like, there's another one. And it kind of makes me feel like, all those movies that would come out, all the Disney movies or Pixar or whatever that would come out, and it would just be diversity. There wouldn't even be a plot to them. That's how it is. It's just this feeling of being bored out of your mind, sitting up here for this diversity, LGBTQ, feminism, BS. That's what it was. And I could never figure out why it was so freaking boring and had no plot, because it had no plot. It was made to just be diversified. That's it. Oh, and I just want to add one more thing that I kind of forgot to add to what I was saying. Another thing that they all kind of did, I think My Hero Academia kind of did it more than any other one of them, like Boruto or Yashime, but they kind of over exaggerated, or not over exaggerated, but they overreacted a lot of time. Like they they overreacted. Like the whole scene with All Might where he kind of went from big to skinny. Like they really overreacted. Like the whole damn crowd overreacted. Nobody even died or nothing. Like it's very few people that died in it. And I want to compare it kind of to Naruto and AOT if I can. Like, you know, Naruto, it had hell of seasons. You got a whole freaking season, like 100 episodes, okay? They killed old man Hokage. They killed Neji. Everybody was sad. They even had the full out crazy what is it called? War, where they brought back Sasuke's ancestor and crap, and he went rogue, killing everybody. Everybody was dying. Like, okay, so you have that on one hand. Keep up with me if you can. And then they had AOT. Like AOT from the get go, they bit that one of them Titans bit what's his name's mother in half on the first episode. Like they went out of the gate. They went killing people left and right, and they had hella seasons too. But the seasons, like the episodes in them, was like around like 25, I think. The limit. It wasn't 100. It wasn't 100 episodes per season. Okay. So you kind of get like the ratio, but you want to keep people's attention. You want to keep something interesting. Unfortunate as it is, you gotta be killing some people on these shows. It's like when people watch a car accident, they all slow down to see it. To keep people's attention, you gotta have some morbid stuff going on. And My Hero Academia kind of overreacts a lot of the time. Like even when they're sitting around talking about Overhaul keeping that little girl and doing all whatever he was doing to her. I know, human trafficking ain't no joke, but at the same time, not a lot was said about it. They're not going into a lot of detail. I think they're leaving it up to just assuming what they're talking about. So I don't know, maybe bad example, but like when I'm trying to think back to what's a good example of them just overreacting. Like a lot of the time they would just overreact. Like when they had these fights, when they went in to kind of infiltrate Overhaul, they're overreacting. Like when the fat guy was fighting side by side with the boy who's made out of stone or whatever. They was overreacting. Ain't nobody even dying, and you're overreacting. I just feel when it's compared to a lot of other animes where they just kill people right out of the gate, like AOT, or they give you some kind of time to connect with the characters and then they just start killing people, like Naruto. It's like, kill somebody. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that, like, actually physically do it. I'm just saying you have to keep people's attention. You have to build something, and then if you're going to overreact, you have to have a reason to overreact. Don't just overreact and just every other second you just overreacting for no reason. You got no reason. Like even the show Erase, that was a good show. Or Parasite the Maxim, killing people out the gate. Erase. They kill his mother. He had to go back in time and turn everything around. But very good anime. Freaking, and there's some other ones too. Mariah Nikki killing people straight out the gate. But it's very well, like the storyline goes really well with it. But you have to be having, like, if you're going to have people overreact, and get so emotional, don't have them get emotional about nothing. I felt like, okay, like they're getting emotional and they're bringing out the emotion music and the mood music, and you're getting hyped up and you're getting scared and nervous and they got your blood flowing and you're like, nobody even died. Like what happened? Nothing happened. They got you all pumped up for nothing. I don't know. I mean, you could think of it as maybe it's a good thing, but at the same time, it's kind of empty. I don't know. I just thought I would add that. I don't know if I'll add this to the middle or the end of this video, but I'll add it in some place. So there's your answer if you were ever wondering. And I hopefully none of you were attempting to watch it and now it's ruined for you. It's probably not ruined for you if you love all that LGBT diversity feminist stuff. Then go ahead, keep watching it, enjoy it, whatever. I don't care. But it's just like I was trying to figure out that question, that mystery for the longest time, and now I finally understand. They made it woke. So be careful, y'all. Even your anime might be woke. I might do another video about another section or another unsavory topic when it relates as it relates to anime, but we will see. And y'all want to come for me, go ahead. Y'all gonna have a fight on y'all hands. I don't back down when it comes to this type of thing, but I ain't trying to make nobody mad. That's why I gave y'all the disclosure at the beginning. So if you got butt hurt, it's your problem. Don't come for me. All right. Bye, y'all. See y'all on the next one. That's it.